Hey guys, this is Mark with Thrive, and in this video I want to tell you how to download and file your images. So we've given you this great little worksheet. You can click a button and you can go to a place where you get an image that you might need. What do you do with it? Let's talk about that today. So first, if you're going to do the teacher study, for instance, you need the header. You click this template and you make your changes. Change this, change that, and again, if it's over like that, you might, sometimes you could even drag this out of the way so that you can get to what's under it. Just a tip. First, want to make sure that you rename it, and our preference is that you would change it to say your language over here in all caps, like that. That will help us determine what these things are. It may be more appropriate for you to actually change the language to your language, but the problem is we have English speakers who are doing some of the design work, like the app, for instance, and if the file name is in another language, it's just hard for us to know what those things are. But I understand you might have the same problem on your end if you have someone that does not speak any English doing some of the design work. So let's work through that. We can figure that out. Our preference would be that you just put your language at the end there, but if that doesn't work, we can work it out. We want it to be easy for you. So change the name because that's going to be the file name. And then go over here to download, and what you want to do is click JPEG. JPG. That's JPEG. It's the smallest file format, and especially on the app where we have tons of images, we want to try to keep that the app file very small. So click JPEG, and then you simply download. Now, different computers do different things when you download an image. Usually there is a download folder that it all goes into, and so you want to find that download folder. And by the way, if you're using the free version of Canva, you'll get a ton of these ads. Just say goodbye to them. On a Mac, it looks a little bit like this. And the downloads folder is right there. And so at the top of it, this is what I downloaded just now. And so then I have it on my computer. On your computer, it might be different, but you need to find the place where the downloads go. And it'll get downloaded there. So now I have it on my computer, but what I need to do is I need to get it into the correct Google folder. And this is really important. Again, we have other people working on this, for instance, the app, and we want to make sure that we get your images in the right place. In order to do that, we need to know where to find them. So let me show you the Google folders. For your drive, they will look something like this. Except instead of translation 5 at the top, it'll have your language, and then your language will show up in a number of places here. But this is what your file folders will look like in Google Drive. This is the main folder, and you can see that we have the different start, walk, run, guide. Again, probably going to stay in English, but we can talk about that if that's important to you. And then other files where each has some other things. Notice the other images folder, and this is where images that don't fit anywhere else, that don't fit in any of the other categories would go. But first, we've categorized the ones that we can. So for instance, in walk, you have all of your growing, Jesus, me, power up, sex, the Bible. When you go into that, most of your images are going to be in these pictures folders. And when you click on that, you'll see we already preloaded them with some because the circles and the squares don't have words on them, so they work in any language. And so you don't have to create those that are already in there. But what you will want to do is create the rest of them. So the square maybe and the circle isn't a problem, but we do need the header and we do need the review card for each of these. Additionally, you will have some that have some other images that you'll need to create. So any of these, when you download them, they will go right in those folders for that study. But then some images won't quite fit some of the walk images won't quite fit in any of these. It'll be like a walk series title, or the logo or the icon with the words and stuff, and they would go in the other images. In fact, in our document here, we've put a whole section for walk other images. And really, these images that don't really fit in any of the particular series, these, after you create them, would end up in this other walk images. And even if you go to the very bottom of the document, you'll have a section here that's other Thrive designs that really, they don't fit in any of the series necessarily. They might be things referencing the app or the website or whatnot. And so we have a whole nother file for that, other files, other images. And so what you would do once you create this is you simply drag it from your computer into the right place in your Google files. This is the wrong place for this image, but this is just an example. And once they're in there, our people can get a hold of them, your people can get a hold of them, and that's where they'll be. So we suggest that you do it first. You translate the writer's guide. That is the first step in any of this. Translate the writer's guide. And when you translate the writer's guide, you will then have the title that you've landed on and the tagline that you've landed on that we use in these images. And after that is done, then you can go through, create the images, and populate these Google folders. In fact, I would suggest you even find someone else who would enjoy doing the images. The image is a very simple thing. It has nothing to do with translations necessarily. And you might find someone who would like to just create these. And they can just watch these videos and learn how to do it themselves. And they can pull the right words off of your writer's guides and go from there. This is how you get them into the right places. And we hope that makes sense to you guys. We really love working with you guys, and I'm excited that we're going to be able to have your language in Thrive very soon, and we look forward to it. This is Mark from Thrive, and we will talk to you soon.